Okay, so get ready to dive into some Christmas traditions from all over the world.
Sounds fun.
I know, right? We've got this great episode of English on the Go to guide us. They interviewed Anna. You know she's a travel blogger, right?
Yeah, I think I've heard of her.
Well, she's experienced Christmas in over 10 countries. And they also talked to Rio, a cultural historian who is just obsessed with holiday customs.
Oh, wow. So we're talking like real experts here.
Absolutely. So we're going to uncover some seriously surprising stuff.
Like what?
Like a pre-Christmas dawn mass ritual in the Philippines.
Interesting.
We'll also be talking about how Japan has this weird connection to KFC
KFC.
for Christmas.
Yep. And even a pooping log tradition in Spain.
Okay, you've got to tell me more about that one.
We will. Let's start off with Anna in Rio. Anna, being the globetrotter she is, she starts by talking about her experience with Simbang Gabi in the Philippines. That's like a series of 9 dawn masses leading up to Christmas.
Wow, 9. That's dedication.
I know. Imagine waking up before sunrise every day for church. I don't even like waking up before sunrise once, let alone 9 days in a row. But it sounds like more than just, going to mass.
Yeah, Rio explained that it's this huge reflection of the importance of family and community in Filipino culture. After each mass, everyone gets together and shares traditional snacks, so it's like faith and family and food all wrapped up into one.
That makes sense, like a big community gathering.
Exactly. And from what Anna says, it sounds so vibrant and warm. You can practically hear the laughter and smell the food. All right, now let's jump over to Japan. Rio mentioned something I thought was pretty interesting. In Japan, Christmas isn't so much about religion.
Oh, what is it about then?
It's more about, get this, romance.
Romance!
Really?
Yeah.
It's like a second Valentine's Day with couples going on dates and giving each other gifts. They even have special Christmas meals.
Huh. That's kind of interesting. I never would have guessed that.
And the weirdest part, KFC is somehow like a massive part of this whole romantic Christmas thing.
No way. Seriously.
Yeah, seriously. They pre-order fried chicken weeks in advance, like it's the Christmas meal.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It just shows how these big brands can really shape, cultural traditions.
Yeah.
Especially around the holiday.
Yeah, right? It's pretty wild. Anna actually spent Christmas in Tokyo one year, and she described it as this really unique mix of commercial yet charming. Like there are all these dazzling decorations everywhere, but it still has a fun and lighthearted feel.
I guess those two things don't have to be mutually exclusive.
I guess not, but hearing about her experience made me think about something. She's from Canada, so her Christmases are usually all about snow and cozy vibes.
Yeah, I get that.
So it made me wonder, how does Christmas adapt to warmer climates?
That's a good question. I mean, Christmas in, say, Hawaii must feel very different from Christmas in Alaska.
Totally. But what Rio said was interesting. He said, no matter where you are, what really matters are those core Christmas values, like generosity, joy, connection. Those things go beyond geography. It's the feeling that's important.
I like that. It's about the spirit of the holiday more than the specific setting.
Totally. But speaking of values, there was this debate about commercialization that came up in the podcast, and it really got me thinking.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more.
Rio was saying that he's worried that some traditions are getting too focused on just, buying stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. At a certain point, does it stop being about Christmas and just become about consumerism?
Right. It makes you wonder if something special gets lost when consumerism becomes the main focus.
That's a really interesting point. But then Anna said something I hadn't thought of before.
What's that?
She said commercialization can actually make Christmas more accessible for people who don't typically celebrate it.
Oh, that's an interesting perspective.
Right. Yeah. It definitely adds another layer to think about.
It's true. I never thought of it that way. It's definitely a complex issue.
Totally. But Rio also pointed out how even Santa Claus, like the image we all know today, that's actually kind of a modern invention.
Really?
Yeah.
I always thought of Santa as this timeless figure. I know, me too. But he was saying it's actually been shaped a lot by marketing. So maybe it's all just another part of how Christmas has evolved over time.
Yeah, it makes you think about all the different ways traditions change and adapt over time.
Exactly. But, even with all the commercial aspects, there's still so much good that comes with the season.
Absolutely. It's easy to get caught up in the debates.
Think about all the charity drives and volunteering that happens during Christmas, and obviously the joy it brings to kids.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The holidays bring out a lot of good in people.
And then there are the unique traditions that Anna and Rio talked about. Anna was totally captivated by this thing in Iceland called Jólabókaflóð.
Jólabókaflóð? What even is that?
It means Christmas book flood.
Okay, that sounds intriguing.
So on Christmas Eve, families exchange books and spend the rest of the night reading by the fire with hot chocolate.
Oh, that sounds so cozy.
Right. Makes me want to hop on a plane to Iceland right now. But then Rio brings up a tradition from Spain that's the total opposite of cozy.
Oh, let me guess. It has something to do with the pooping log.
You got it. It's called cagatillo, which literally means pooping log.
Wait, are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
I can't believe that's a real thing.
It is. So it's this hollow log they decorate with a face and a blanket. And in the weeks before Christmas, kids feed the log treats.
Okay, I'm already confused, but go on.
And then on Christmas Eve, they hit it with sticks and sing songs until, well, you can imagine what happens.
Wait, so the log poops out presents.
You got it.
That is wild. And people actually do this.
Yep. It just goes to show how diverse Christmas traditions can be, and sometimes a little strange.
Strange is putting it lightly. But hey, at least it's memorable.
Yeah.
So what else did Anna and Rio have to say about how people celebrate in other cultures? It turns out Christmas trees, as iconic as they aren't a universal thing.
Really? I always just assumed like everyone did the Christmas tree thing.
I mean, yeah, they are pretty common, but in some parts of the world, it's different trees altogether.
Oh, interesting. Like what?
Well, Rio mentioned that in parts of Africa, people decorate mango or palm trees.
Ah, that makes sense. Using what they have, adapting. So what about a place that celebrates Christmas, but on a totally different date?
Oh, that reminds me of Ethiopia. They celebrate Christmas on January 7th. They follow the Julian calendar.
So it's still Christmas, just a different day. That's cool. Any other unique traditions there?
Well, they have Gahad as their gift giver instead of Santa Claus. And they have this tradition of playing a game called Ghana with sticks and a ball. It's a big community thing, adds another dimension to the whole celebration.
I love how all these traditions give you a little window into different cultures. Each country brings its own flavor to the holiday.
Yeah, it just goes to show there's no one right way to celebrate. It's all about embracing the spirit of the holiday in a way that feels real to your culture and your community. Okay, are you ready to get into the food?
Oh, absolutely. Food is like the best part of any holiday. So what are some of the delicious things people enjoy during Christmas around the world?
Well, in Germany, they have this delicious fruitcake called Stollen. It's super rich and flavorful.
I've heard of that. Stollen. Yeah, it sounds amazing.
And then in Italy, they have their traditional Christmas Eve feast, La Vigilia, and it often includes 7 different types of seafood.
7? Wow, that's a feast and a half. What about some other places?
Let's see. In South Africa, they have this unique tradition of having barbecued caterpillars as a Christmas delicacy.
Whoa, okay. That one might be a little adventurous for me. I mean, I'm all for trying new things, but caterpillars.
To each their own right, different cultures, different tastes.
That's true. Speaking of unique traditions, I'm curious about how some of them got started. Like, where did this whole pooping log thing come from?
That's a great question.
I know, right?
It seems to have appeared out of thin air.
Yeah.
A lot of Christmas traditions actually come from ancient pagan celebrations like the winter solstice. So Rio thinks,
Oh, wow. So Christmas is like this blend of old customs and Christian traditions all mixed together. It's pretty fascinating how history and culture weave together like that.
it is. Speaking of history, did you know that the tradition of hanging stockings by the fireplace might have originated with a story about St. Nicholas?
I did not. I always thought that was just like a Santa thing. Tell me more.
So the story goes, St. Nicholas heard about this poor family who couldn't afford dowries for their daughters. And to help them, he secretly dropped bags of gold coins down their chimney. And they landed in the stockings that were drying by the fire.
Aw, that's such a sweet story. Makes you wonder how many other hidden historical gems are behind the traditions we know today.
Right. I'm sure there are tons. It's part of what makes learning about these traditions so fun. You never know what you might find. But, okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about how traditions are changing in the modern world.
Yeah, I'm curious about how technology and all that has influenced the way people celebrate.
Well, for one thing, we've got virtual Christmas carols now, online gift exchanges, even digital advent calendars.
It's pretty cool how technology can help people stay connected and share the holiday spirit even when they're far apart. I mean, it's definitely changed things.
Yeah, and it's not just about, convenience. It's also opened up whole new ways to be creative. Like all the Christmas filters and AR experiences that pop up during the holidays. It's like a whole new layer of celebration.
Oh, that's true. You know what else is really neat? Seeing how people are using social media to organize charity events and volunteer opportunities during the holidays, it really amplifies that giving spirit.
Yeah, I love that. It's like a modern twist on the spirit of giving. Technology can help us connect with causes we care about and make a difference, especially during the holidays. But it also makes you wonder if any of the older traditions are, at risk of disappearing with all these new ones popping up.
That's a good point. What does the future hold for Christmas traditions? How do we make sure the magic stays alive? Yeah, it makes you think how traditions are always evolving. I guess it's not really about holding on to the past so much as figuring out how to keep that Christmas spirit alive for the next generation.
And even those traditions we see as like classic Christmas spirits, they were all new at some point.
Right.
Like imagine trying to explain a Christmas tree to someone a few hundred years ago. Makes you wonder what cool new traditions people will come up with in the future.
I know. Like, how will things like technology or different cultures, even environmental awareness, how will they shape the way we celebrate Christmas down the line?
Who knows, right? Maybe we'll have eco-friendly decorations become the norm, or virtual reality Christmas experiences that take you all over the world,
Oh, that'd be cool.
or even personalized AI Christmas stories. The possibilities are endless.
I like that, blending tradition and technology. But how do we make sure we don't lose that Christmas magic amidst all the change?
I think it's all about finding that balance between honoring what's come before and being open to new things.
So not about one replacing the other, but yeah, a balance.
Exactly. It's about making Christmas meaningful for every generation.
Hmm.
I think that's been a big takeaway from today's deep dive. It's about making sure that heart of the holiday stays strong no matter how the traditions evolve.
Yeah, this whole conversation has really made me want to be more mindful about how I celebrate this year. How about you?
Absolutely. It's a good reminder that Christmas is about so much more than presents and decorations. It's about, making memories and traditions and sharing the joy.
Well said. So, as we wrap up our Christmas adventure, let's leave our listeners with something to think about. How have you seen commercialization impact the way people celebrate, for better or worse? It's something to consider as we navigate this ever-changing world of traditions, right?
Absolutely.
What will your Christmas look like this year? Maybe this deep dive has even inspired you to explore Christmas in another part of the world. There's a whole world of holiday wonder out there.
That's true.
Happy holidays, everyone!
Happy holidays!